Alrighty then. We should be rolling in just a moment now. Ooh. Don't want you guys to be editing my slides while I'm in the middle of presenting them. That'd be a little bit funny, but not something I want right now. But for those of you who are interested in following along, I'm going to go and drop our slides right here in chat, so you guys can go and click that. And we are on a little bit of a tighter schedule today because we got 2 slide sessions to blast through today. We got some preliminary stuff, just some setup to go and welcome us all into the room here. And then we got our actual core stuff here. And yes, absolutely. There's going to be a ton of stuff thrown at us today. But do let me know if I'm going too fast. Just feel free to throw something in chat or even unmute your mic and say hi to me directly to get my attention. And we should have a good time. With that, though, who's ready to get started? Nice. All righty then. Let's get rolling. And you guys can you guys see my screen right now? Should we ignite session number 0? Absolutely perfect. Fantastic. And well, then, no time like the present. Let's get started with this right away. So welcome to Schulich Ignites. You guys are so excited to be here, I'm hoping. I'm definitely excited to be here. I'm going to be Richard. I'm the guy who's going to be talking to you guys for the next few weeks. And you guys, I hope, are really excited to get started with some coding. Just as a quick heads up, we are going to be recording on this here, and we're going to be uploading this onto our YouTube sites here. So just keep in mind, if you turn your camera on, we will just be keeping track of that. However, breakout rooms aren't recorded, and we definitely encourage you guys to try chatting in there. So let's get started in here. In this session, we're just going to be talking about Schulich Ignite in general, and I'm going to go and talk about some of the things that we got going on inside our system here and what the general flow of the system is. Session number 0 is just a kind of a debrief, get all the information in before we get started. So I'm going to go and blast through this stuff a little bit faster than usual. Unfortunately, just due to some time constraints, we're going to be skipping this last one here where we have games with our mentors. I mean, coding is the real game here, I hope, right? Let's get rolling with that. So enough about that. Who are we? We're Schulich Ignite. We're a university-led club here. And yeah, as a club, this means that we're all full of volunteers. And Schulich Ignite, in my opinion, being here for what is now, I think, my 4th year, what's really special about this is that we're not being paid, but we are absolutely devoted to our craft here. And Schulich Ignite's full of mentors who are definitely passionate about trying to get you guys to be excited about coding as well. In fact, I'm going to go do a quick roundtable here, and I am going to go and ask our mentors to go and say a quick introduction, say hi, say what their name is, and what degree they're in. I'm going to start by passing the ball over to Rajpreet.
For sure. Hello, everyone. So my name is Rajpreet, and I am currently on internship right now. So I'm actually in Markham, Ontario. It is 8 p.m. here, but I just finished my 3rd year of undergrad in software engineering with a minor in biomedical. So right now I have my internship, which will be for 16 months. So I go back to school next September. And it's great to be here. I was the former president, just like Richard, and we're very passionate to be here. And so feel free to ask us any questions that you might have in terms of university or coding or anything like that. And we're very happy to answer. And I will go ahead and pass it to Ryan, who is the next mentor.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ryan, and contrary to what the email says, I'm actually not in university, but I saw Schulich Ignite through Instagram, and since I was interested in both teaching and coding, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to try out. So here I am.
Fantastic. All right. Let's get our next mentor. I believe the name. Rats. I don't have a quick way to go and sort out our mentors from our mentees in our group here. Let's have our next mentor jump online. Who wants to volunteer for me?
I can go.
Fantastic.
Hi, everyone. My name is Hamza Niaz. I am going into my 3rd year of software engineering. And similar to what Ryan said, I like coding and I wanted to get more experience into teaching. And I thought this was a great opportunity to start. And this is my 1st year teaching here. And I hopefully will be able to join the coming year as well. Thank you.
All right, I can continue. I'm Abe. I am a second-year computer science student, so a bit different, but I like math and I like coding, so yeah.
Sweet. Any more
I can go
mentors?
next.
Perfect. Perfect.
Hi everyone, my name is Lugina. I'm entering my second year of software engineering with minors in both economics and biomedical engineering. I enjoyed being a tutor previously, so I was pretty excited to see an opportunity to teach younger students code, and that's why I'm here.
Awesome. Okay, then. Last call for mentors here. Perfect.
I can go. Sorry, I've got the.
Oh, so sorry.
Uh,
go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
I'll
ahead.
just go. Okay, I've got the old background. I need to update that. I'll do that right after this. Anyways, I'm Cole. I'm going into my 4th year of software engineering. I've been with Schulich Ignite. This is going to be my 3rd year now, coming up soon. Yeah, I just always really liked teaching and helping others learn. As someone who's always been passionate about coding, I figured Schulich Ignite would be a really fun place to exercise that ability. So that's why I'm here.
Hello, my name is Eshi, and I'm just entering 2nd year. I'm a software engineering major, and I'm an international student as well. So this is probably like my 1st year in Canada, but it's nice to meet you guys.
All right. Fantastic. And I'm sorry for the interruptions, but let's see. Any last mentors on the call here? No? Perfect. Thank you guys for helping out today. And so for myself, I'm going to be the guy who's going to be chatting a lot. So you get to know me the most, I suppose. But I definitely want you guys to meet your mentors as well. For myself, I've been in Schulich Ignite for, I guess this is my 3 years now, going on 4th year. And yeah, as previously mentioned, I have helped out in a variety of different roles here. And as a lecture lead, I'm going to be the person who's kind of doing the more typical traditional classroom material. But the mentors, on the other hand, are the people that you're going to get really close with, because these are the people who are going to be in the breakout rooms with you, and you're going to be able to directly ask them one-on-one questions. So you can get tailored experiences right for them all the time. So that is exactly the beauty of what Schulich Ignite is compared to just your traditional learning kind of styles here. So I really hope you guys are excited about that. And in the meanwhile, how about we turn it around? Let's go and ask who you guys are. How about you help me out by answering a couple questions on a poll here?
All right, I'm just going to launch the poll, so feel free to answer the questions by just selecting an answer.
All right, I'm going to go and give 15 more seconds to wrap up those polls there.
I think we got mostly everyone, so if you haven't voted,
Fantastic.
get your answers in.
Fantastic. I think that we got basically everybody here then, if I'm doing my ballpark estimates right. And let's take a look. We got a lot of people here who are coming in from grade 12. We got some people from grades 10 and 11 as well. Plenty of people from Calgary, and a couple people, we got someone from Edmonton. It's got somebody from Manitoba, and it's got somebody, I'm guessing the person who submitted others saying that they're just outside Calgary. That's pretty cool. We get coding literally everywhere here. And oh, I'd love to see it. You guys are really interested in getting some more interest in like the STEM technologies, and you guys want to learn more about it. Or I see that some people have also said they have other reasons for joining. All the same though, whoever has got involved with Schulich Ignite, I'm so excited to see you guys here. And I wanted to go and mention a couple words. We are unable to get our club president on here from Abu today, but I want to let him give a quick shout out for what he wanted to say.
Hi everyone, welcome to Schulich Ignite. It's a pleasure to have all of you here. My name is Abud Abbas, and I'm the current president at Shuluk Ignite. So what is Shuluk Ignite? Shuluk Ignite is actually a club at the University of Calgary that aims to ignite a passion for programming in high school students, as well as youth in general. So we actually offer beginner and advanced sessions. And in the beginner sessions, you can expect to learn a lot about the fundamentals of the programming language Python. And as part of the advanced session, the focus of these sessions is to teach you about object-oriented programming, or more commonly known as OOP, and what it is and how it is implemented. And so specifically for the advanced sessions, we do ask that you have some previous basic knowledge of programming and prior coding experience, as you will need it to be able to understand the concepts taught in the advanced session. Talking more about the sessions, the time span of the program is actually 8 weeks, so one lecture for every week. And by participating in this program, our mission at Ignite is to be able to help you design and build a coding project at the end that demonstrates your skills that you've learned throughout the program. So we do have a lot of projects from previous students featured on our Instagram page, so feel free to check those out to get some idea on what these can look like and what you can actually do after finishing the program. You will also be paired with a mentor, so you can expect to work with your mentor as well as other students in your group during the work sessions that we will have implemented in the workshops for you guys. These will be a great chance for you to practice some of the concepts that you would have learned in the lecture. So you can expect the mentors to be undergraduate or even graduate students in different study fields. So these include, but are not limited to, engineering, computer science, and or other majors, of course. And some mentors might actually be on internship. So what that means is that they might actually be doing their work term experience. And this is something that we have here at the University of Calgary. And so it's a really, really great chance for you to network with these individuals to gain insights regarding the tech world, computer science, engineering, and anything you'd like to know more about and inquire about. So it's a great opportunity for you to start building your network. Talking more about networks, an exciting event that I want all of you to look forward to is the Shuluk Ignite Gala event. So this is an event where you will have a chance to present your final project to your mentors, other students, your guests, and your industry speakers as well. So we did invite industry speakers in the past, which came in from Google, AMD, Bell, Cisco, and other exciting tech companies as well. So you can get a great insight on how it is to be working in the tech field and what it's like as a software developer in these amazing big tech companies, let's say, if you're interested in that, of course. So throughout the 8-week sessions, there will also be additional opportunities and events that you can attend. These will be arranged by your executive team here at Shuluk Ignite, and I highly encourage you to attend these events to take full advantage of this opportunity, as it can really allow you to gain invaluable information and skills related to programming, of course, and of course, other stuff. So I really want all of you to benefit from this program as much as you possibly can. And the only way, in my opinion, that you can do this is by being proactive and participating in all the sessions, as well as additional events that we will have throughout the term for you guys. And with that, I hope you're all able to learn a lot and are able to develop your problem-solving skills as well. With that, I do wish you all the best with your experience at Shuluk Ignite. And I hope that you're able to make the most out of this great opportunity. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any one of us, whether it be the mentors or the executive team here at Shuluk Ignite. We are all here to help you out. Don't forget that, please. And to also make sure that you guys have a united, amazing experience. So I'd also like to thank our mentors, the Shuluk Ignite executive team, our sponsors, Dr. MOSHIRPOUR, and lastly, Dr. Beja, for all the amazing work that they do and for being involved at Shuluk Ignite and for actually making it possible for us to have these sessions. And I can't emphasize this enough, but thank you guys as well, our mentees and students, for being involved with Shuluk Ignite. And I hope you all have a great first session at Ignite, and I look forward to connecting with all of you throughout the 8 weeks. Thank you so much again, and have a great first day.
All right. Fantastic. And oops, that's okay. I don't want to watch him twice. As charismatic as he is. Let's go over to our next slide here. That's my computer cooperates. There we go. So I wanted to go and quickly ask, what is software engineering, or just software in general, if you guys wanted to, for our comp sci people here, and what are the benefits of software engineering? Well, software engineering, I believe, is such an exciting field here. And I'm actually kind of curious. Let's hear from some of you guys. Why do you guys think that programming is useful? Anyone want to go and try typing out an answer? Automating tasks. It's fun. Okay, okay. Sounding pretty cool. What else is programming useful for today? Here's another thoughts. Where is programming used? You can try answering that question too. Everywhere? Honestly, it's a pretty valid answer. On your phone, yes. Obviously on our computers too. I think that one would be pretty well known. In medical, absolutely. It is definitely seen in the medical industry. Websites, AI, virtually any type of technology. Economy, yes, absolutely true. In fact, physics, yeah, we had to go and simulate how to go and get the universe running, and we get supercomputers running for that. We have in the finance industry, AIs that are automatically making trades, and please don't quote me on the numbers, I don't remember them exactly, but I believe that AIs are running about 90% of all stockbroker transactions out there. We got AIs that are managing research, computer programs running there as well. For myself, I'm in the cybersecurity space, so we are using AIs to go and check out whether or not you have viruses involved. There's programming used in pretty much anything and everything. I got a little toy vacuum that was given to me a while ago. There's a computer built inside here just to go and operate this little switch. There's a computer inside some clocks. There's computers inside your cars. There's computers all over the place. It is absolutely unbelievable. And so if you're planning to become a programmer, or if you just want to be an engineer, or if you want to go into basically anything out there, computers are all over and around it and in our lives. And being part of Schulich Ignite is a fantastic opportunity to get an introduction on what this crazy thing of what programming is. And I want to hear a little bit more from Dr. Mohammed MOSHIRPOUR, one of the professors at our university who teaches some of the first year in programming classes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Schulich Ignite. My name is Mohammed MOSHIRPOUR. I'm a professor of software engineering at the Schulich School of Engineering. This program aims to teach programming to high school and university students. We have a mentorship-based model that really works. It allows our engineering students to work with you on a pretty much individual level to help you progress faster and learn these concepts. Many people have graduated from Schulich Ignite over the years and have been able to do quite well in university and later on because of the skills they learn in this program. This program started by collaboration with Google. The program was called Google Ignite at first, and we rebranded to Schulich Ignite. We were one of 3 universities from Canada that were selected by Google to run this mentorship program in. And we have been very successful thanks to the work of your mentors, our engineering students. Why do you want to learn programming? That is the question that you need to have a good answer for in order to do well in this class. Well, computer programs are everywhere. You can't do anything in life anymore without running some sort of software, from using your smartphone, driving a car, watching entertainment, anything and anything. And if you want to be an engineer, it doesn't matter what type of engineer you want to be, you're going to be working with tons and tons of data. So making sense of this data, automating tasks, you need computers for. And the use cases for software is increasing, meaning that we need more software every day. So it's important for you to learn programming, even if you don't want to be a software engineer, let's say. As a software engineer, you're going to develop software and you're going to make and design software that people use every day. But even if you're not a software engineer, you may want to write simple programs to process some data and help you do certain things and become computer literate. So these workshops are extremely important, and they're sort of your gateway in the world of computing. By the end of this workshop, you're going to have skills that are quite tangible. You're going to understand code and you're going to be able to write code. And it's really going to be the point of takeoff for you because you can use these skills and accomplish a lot. Think of it this way. Think of it from when you learn the alphabet. When you learn how to read, then the world is your oyster. You go and read whatever you want. And this is the aim of this workshop, to make you computer literate. So you're able to write code, read code, and sort of join millions of people who have these skills and use it to accomplish cool things. So we want to make a deal with you. We are here for you. Thanks to our students, your mentors. They give up their Saturdays or their evenings to be here with you and to teach you how to program. We're going to be here with you and help you through learning these concepts. And if you promise that you join us every week and you put in the time for the next few weeks, we promise that you're going to have the skills to be able to build simple games, simple programs, and then you're going to be able to build on your skills going forward. So thank you again for joining us, and we hope to have an exciting class for you in the next few weeks. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. Let's carry on from that here. Whoops, and
hello everybody.
Very excited. Basically, what we're going to be doing, just a couple minor details I want to point out, is that we're going to have 8 sessions total. Yes, we do hope that you show up for every single session, because we're covering new stuff every single time. And they are going to be spread over the next 4 weeks, not 8 weeks as in the other set people have been talking about. It's going to be 4 weeks, going to be on Monday and Thursday. And the idea here is that it's going to be extremely hands-on. We definitely encourage you to be programming alongside me and answering the questions so that you can go and try learning. Programming is definitely just like any other learned muscle in there. If you want to get good at weightlifting, you have to practice your weights. If you want to get good at programming, you have to practice your coding. But I promise you, you put in the effort, you're definitely going to get rewarded for it. And we give you the space to be creative and honestly have fun with it. That's why we're going to be relying on using Python code, one of the easiest ways to get programming started today. And we're going to be using something called processing, which is a really cool way to get some visualizations added on top and start from boring coding and just text on the screen into some really fun graphics right away. I got some content here of what we're going to cover. I'm not going to go over this in full detail here, but at the end of the day, you are going to be learning basically the fundamentals of programming. And at the end, hopefully you guys will be on par with some first-year university students. It might feel fast, so feel free to go and ask me to slow down and explain things along the way. But with that, let's go and check out some things here. Some more logistics. We got a handy dandy website right here. So I can go to the Schulich Ignite website where you will be seeing our content is being posted and we will be able to check in on our slides. It might be a little bit out of date at the moment because it's set up for last semester, but we will get that updated pretty darn soon. We got Ignite points. So if you're not already intrinsically motivated to become master programmers, maybe I can go and sweeten the deal with something else. I'm going to go and talk about Ignite points, which is just a way how you can go and get some points for getting involved and trying out our system here. And just there's plenty of ways to get some Ignite points here. I'm not going to go through them in detail, but basically, if you try answering some of these quick questions, if you try showing up for our classes, if you submit our exercises, do social media projects, if you work on the end of term big project at the end and you show up to different events, you can all get different ways to go and get Ignite points. And these Ignite points will go and give you some Amazon gift cards. For those of you who are kind of scared, it's like, oh no, I hear there's some programmers in this who already know what they're doing. Not to worry, we did get you guys to go and sign up for your appropriate category. We've split you guys up into the Bug Busters, the beginner category, and the Pythonic Lava section, which is the advanced category. And you guys will be scored against your own specific category. You're both learning the same material, but the challenges will be different between you two. And at the end of the day, if you do feel like you're in the wrong category, go shout out to one of your mentors and we'll help you get switched over into the appropriate category on it right away. So basically some prizes here, right? A little bit out of order, but hey, who wants some Amazon gift cards here? I don't know if these numbers are ironed out exactly. These might be old numbers, so don't take it right from here. But basically, the top 3 students with the most points get some Unite cards here. And then some additional students afterwards. So if you don't even land in the top 3, you still have a chance of winning. So I really strongly encourage you to get involved with this. So we got a spreadsheet that will hold all the details. I'm not going to go and give you all the details here. You can read about this. And we got the tickets basically where you can go and get some extra points later. Anyway, PS5s, oh man, I would love one if we could. But I'm going to start skimming through these details a little bit more because we're a little behind schedule. Streak score, this is pretty simple. The more times you show up to class, the more points we are going to give you. The more consecutive times you show up, the even more points you get. So just keep on showing up here and you get a ton of points immediately. If you can't show up for any reason at all, please let us know ahead of time. Just give your mentor a shout a day or two in advance, and that's a-okay. We'll sort things out just fine. But I do ask you, it's not just going to be just a lazy Monday evening or Thursday if you're tired, because programming really is essential. We're covering a lot of material. So if you can come and show up every single session, you'll be learning a lot of stuff every time. And I hope that you will be there to join us for each month. So with that, quick questions is the next one on this list. When you see this little icon show up, we're going to be shooting over a Zoom poll and you try answering a question, you get some points. We'll see a couple of those a little bit later on. Finally, end of session exercises. This is where you work with your mentor and you get some time between now and your, I believe in the couple days later, if not maybe 1 week later, I need to get the exact details later, where you can go and get some points for trying out your hand at some coding exercises here. I wouldn't really call them homework because they are totally optional, but these are fantastic ways for you to go and learn how to program and show us a little bit of creativity. And you do have to go and submit them on our Google Forms. I will double check these forms and make sure that they are updated appropriately. Just give us a shout on our Discord channel if you get stuck. Weekly challenges, we also have them posted on our social media page. Hint, hint, follow us, cough, cough. And we got badges as well. You can go and take a look at different ways you can get badges and get different ways you can get even more points. Honestly, I think it's pretty darn fun. And how do you go and send us more chat questions? You do it by going over Discord. Whoops. So I'm going to go and send you guys the link to Discord right now. For those of you guys who know Discord, fantastic. That's a spot where you get to go and join our server and say hi to all of us here. For those of you who have no clue what the heck Discord is at all, it is a chat platform. It's a pretty cool and open space where you get to go and hang out and talk with your mentors. You can go and talk with other students. You can go and talk with me, and you can spend and ask questions anytime. It doesn't have to be during our dedicated sessions. You can do this after hours as well. It's our equivalent to office hours, shall we say. And I'm going to skip this step here because I don't think this is set up properly, but we will get you guys organized so you can talk with your mentors. And at the end of every single 8-week session, or in our case, 4 weeks, we hold a great big panel where we go and invite industry speakers to join us and talk more about software engineering and you guys get to show us the games that you are building. We'll talk a lot about that later when we're hitting the 4-week mark. All right, let's get rolling. I have mentioned before, we're going to be using something called Trinket, and we're going to be using something called Python. So what I'm going to do here, I'm already logged in, but if you guys help me out by following this new link here to trinket.io, and I'm going to just go and open up a brand new tab here. I'll go to trinket.io. And while you don't have to necessarily sign up right now, I really strongly do recommend you sign up. This is a great way for you to go and just save your work. So sign up for your free account right here. Choose whichever one you guys like. It doesn't really matter, so you can punch in anything. I choose to sign up with my Google account here, and you can just punch in your email account right there, or just do it the good old-fashioned way. Punch in your stuff right there. I'm going to give you guys 1 minute to sign up for an account. Let's go. Fantastic. We got our first few people trickling in. Right. Let's see, who else is getting done? Who else has finished? Sweet. Nicely done. Anybody here need a little more time to finish up? All right, speak now, forever hold your silence. I'm going to assume that you guys are all ready to roll then. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, guys. If not, don't you worry. We'll be able to see this screen again pretty darn soon. Now that you guys have all signed up, which is going to be pretty darn cool, we can go over and just click on this new trinkets. We're going to choose this top one, Python. Notice there is Python and Python 3. We're going to just be choosing the first one on the list, Python there. And we're going to get coding into there in just a moment. I've got to make sure that I did not skip any important stuff here. There we go. So basically, like I just said, we're going to go and sign in. We're going to go and get some Python running here. And we're going to get rolling here. So let's go and type in our first line of code, shall we? My trinket, let's go and change the name here. Let's go and choose, I have to do it because it's absolutely a classic here. I'm going to say hello_world. Naming doesn't actually matter right here. This is just a name for your own convenience here. But you and I are going to embark on the legendary first step of becoming a programmer by typing in the words print, open brackets, close brackets. And inside those brackets, you're going to type in quotes, and it should automatically fill in a second quote there. We're going to type in hello world, just like that. When you have pressed the run button, you have officially joined us as one of us, one of the programmers now. All right, how many of you guys are able to do that? Fantastic. Nice, nice, nice. This print is a super handy tool to be able to just use on the side here. It is going to be one of our friends. And I'm going to just make sure that we can keep on rolling with this. And basically down the road here, I am going to show you guys how to go and share your code, and so that you can go and submit exercises when you're ready to go. And we will worry about those details as we go here. Share your code, troubleshooting. This is where you talk to your mentors to get some help. I really do strongly recommend. I'll show you guys all about how to go and share your code a little bit later. So don't worry, I'm blasting through this pretty quickly right now, but we will cover this in detail later. But if you guys get stuck and you're completely stumped, have no clue what to do, you got two options, or three options actually. Option number one, ask me a question right here. Option number two, send your mentor some help or advice for, sorry, words are difficult. A call for help. You can just go and shout out to them. I don't mind if you do it right now while in the middle of talking. You can go and do it during your breakout sessions, or if your mentors are available, you can go and ask them on Discord after hours as well. They are definitely there to go and help you out. And with that, I am going to go and say the exciting part of let's skip this because we're running a little bit low on time. So I'm going to go and jump into the second round here, session number 1. Let's roll. Okay, so let's get started on how to actually get some interesting programming running. Okay, fantastic. I hear some people are managing to get this. Again, if you guys were lost when I said how to do the sharing features, don't worry, we'll cover that a little bit later. So we're going to get working with getting some of our first stuff shown on the screen here. So let's learn some of the basics here. I already showed you how to go and sign in, so we can skip these steps here. And I'm going to go and show you just some of these absolute fundamentals that we're going to need to run every single time. So we do need to get this one little line here, but honestly, I just say follow along with me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these lines of code and yeah, they're not here to stay for long. I'm just going to press enter, push them way down here so I don't have to worry about them right now. And at the very first line, the very top line of code I want to run is going to be from processing import asterisks. What the heck does this mean? Well, we're working with Python code, which is pretty darn standard stuff, but processing code is something that we build on top. It's not part of the standard Python stuff. So this is a quick way how we can say, hey, Python, please use this extra code we got. You don't need to worry about the exact details on everything here. And don't worry if you forget this, like, we're just going to be using this so many times that you guys will probably want to get a tattoo of this later. But don't you worry, we'll help you out if you forget some details here and there. On the other hand, the other thing I want to add, I'm just going to go pump down here. I'm going to just also type in run, open round bracket, close round bracket. Again, this is just a processing thing. We're not going to worry about it because I'm going to throw yet another one at you guys. I'm going to say def space setup, open round bracket, close round bracket, colon, press enter. In fact, DEF is short for define. But this is going to be the entry point where basically all of our programming is going to be starting from here. And this is where we effectively set up our code and just get some cool stuff running. You guys are going to notice, once you get this typed up, you notice my cursor is blinking right here, and it's not lined up over here. No, it's actually lined up, just a little nudge over. And the reason for that is that in the world of Python, we're going to say that this new chunk of code belongs inside the setup. So everything I'm going to type inside here, blah, 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 blah. That's not real programming, of course. But all of this is indented in by 2 spaces. And just pay attention. Those are careful little details. Your computer should be smart enough to do that for you. Anywho, what can we do with that? We can start going and typing in some more code here. We got the setup section. That's the entry point for our code. We're going to also go and do the draw section as well. So if you notice, I'm going to press down on my cursor and it's going to jump out. It's going to fall back out. I'm going to go def draw, open round bracket, close round bracket. And I'm going to do a colon right here. One more time. That's DEF space draw bracket, colon, press enter. It's going to do that exact same thing where it's going to do that funky little indent. Well, not much that we can do with this right now. So I'm going to just go and tell the computer, pretty please just ignore that. Don't worry about that. We're going to be primarily focusing on the setup section for now. So don't you worry about this draw section for the time being. So with that, okay, we got setup, we got draw, we got run, fantastic. All this stuff here, we're just going to see over and over and over again through the next couple of weeks. So don't you worry, you'll definitely remember it a little bit later on. Oh, we got that print statement. That's fantastic. So we got that print hello world. Shulik Ignite is awesome. And I want to go and say, I want to give a hint on what that does. I'm going to use something called a comment. That's that little hashtag symbol, or for those really fancy people out there, call it an octothorpe. And I can say, this is a comment. And this tells the computer to skip this line. Comments are honestly so incredibly useful here because you can go and type comment or notes in, use the print statements to send stuff to the console. And the console, in case of you're asking, that stuff on the right. Run statement, you can add some comments here as well as like some stuff used for processing. And then there's one other cool trick here. If you take a comment, you can actually go and comment out a piece of code right here, which means that this Shulik Ignite is awesome thing, I can actually go and omit that, and it's going to just hide that, which is a pretty darn cool detail. Oh, and we got the little rectangle here. We'll worry about what that means in a second. So comments are absolutely my best friend. And you can actually even, there's keyboard shortcuts to comments if you use Control / or your Mac users Command / Control + or Control / complete comments selected. It's such a useful feature. I love comments. You guys are going to see me use comments everywhere. But carrying on with that here, I'm going to go and finally say, let's get back to the fun stuff. I promise you we get some fun stuff rolling here. So these past keywords, they're just some placeholders. I don't really like them. So I'm going to go replace this first one here with the word size. And I want to say that I got a nice little drawing canvas here where we're going to go and draw some cool images, but it's a little bit too small for me right now. I want it to be a size of 500 by 500 pixels. So when we stop that and run that again, it's going to be much bigger. It's going to fill up the screen here and be a lot more comfortable to read. And we're going to be able to work around with this space here. Awesome. But blank canvas, what can you do with a blank canvas? I'll tell you not very much right now. Let's go down inside our def draw section here. We're going to start drawing some stuff now. I'm going to get rid of this second pass statement here. And I'm going to go and say, let's draw our first rectangle. What does a rectangle look like? Glad you asked. It's going to have this RECT keyword here, just a little shortcut. And we're going to start drawing it at the X coordinate, the Y coordinates, the width, and the height. But I'm going to go and show you something pretty darn interesting. We're going to go and say rect, RECT. And I'm going to say, let's go about 200 pixels to the right. And then I'm going to go say 100 pixels. And then I'm going to go and say, let's go with, let's go 100 wide. And we're going to go 50 tall. Ready, set, run that. Okay, that's not bad. But let's take a quick look at this. Something very peculiar is going on already for our first rectangle on the screen. Programming is so full of strange, crazy intricacies, and I know it's a lot to memorize, but I promise you it'll get easier with practice. Right now, I've got my rectangle. That's about 200 pixels wide. I can think, or 200 pixels from the left side. I can get you on that. But where's the 100? Ooh, this is way bigger than 100 pixels down here. But this top side here, oh, that's strange. That's actually 100 right there. In fact, I can kind of show you. Maybe if I set this to like 125, if I go and rerun this, it bumps it downwards, not upwards. Oh, that's kind of interesting. And that's kind of a quirk about programming, specifically about graphics that you're going to just need to memorize. If I choose a small number here, it's going to start moving its way upwards. And that's because in the world of programming, we follow a kind of old-fashioned convention that we do not use like what you expect in math class. We don't use the bottom left corner as 0, 0. Instead, we're going to be using the top left corner as coordinate 0, 0. And what that basically means is that 200 here, that's going to be 200 pixels from the left, and then that's going to be 50 pixels downwards. Left, then down. All right? I want you guys to go and type it out in chat with me. It goes left, then down. Type it out with me. Left, then down. Perfect. Thank you, guys. Exactly. Fantastic. So if left, then down, that means if I draw my rectangle, instead of 200 pixels out, I only do 100 pixels out. That's going to shove it a lot closer to the edge here. And just for the sake of completion, what does it look like when you do actually add 0, 0? That's going to put the top left corner wedged right up there in the corner. Anyway, let's keep on drawing stuff here. So I got my rectangle here, and I just explained that our coordinates are a rather funky thing that's going on here. So how about we go and keep on drawing stuff? Let's go and say ellipse, which is $1 million word to say oval, basically. How do we do an ellipse? Well, I'm just going to keep on typing down here. And you notice I'm going to have those 2 spaces already. I'm going to type in ellipse. And I'm going to open up a round bracket. And I'm going to say, let's go for the coordinates. I'm going to put the center at, let's say 300, and then 100 down, 300 across, 100 down. I'm going to make this sling rather tall and skinny. So I'm going to make this sling only 20 pixels in diameter wide. And I'm going to make this sling maybe about 200 pixels tall, just because I want to see something huge. And there we go. We got this really tall and skinny ellipse here. How about a circle? I'm going to draw a second circle here. I'm going to maybe say, put the circle at, I don't know, 250 across. I'm going to go 250 down. And then I'm going to go and make this sling, let's say 100 wide and 100 tall. And with that ellipse, you can get a circle here. Oops. All right. I wanted to go and just show you something a little bit on purpose here. What happens if I draw it just on the exact same spot here? So let's bump this thing upwards, so not 250 downwards, only 150 downwards. And you can see, yep, as you expect, it's just going to overlap. Not too surprising yet. What's pretty cool about this is that you already have the potential to start drawing some pretty interesting stuff. You got rectangles and circles. You got a bunch of other commands that we're not going to cover today, like triangles and arcs and a whole bunch of other crazy things. You can even add images in, but we'll cover all those other things later, or you can read up on those on your own time. But for now, I want to go and ask you guys a new question. Let's go and check out how well you were able to follow along with me with our first quick question worth 10 Ignite points. Let's open up the poll and see if you guys can figure this one out. All right, let me see. I will try opening it up real quick. Pardon the, ignore the wizard behind the curtains. All right. Are you guys able to see the poll right now?
Okay, I think there might just be 3 questions that they're seeing. So just make sure that you only vote on the first question. I think we might just have to do individual polls, Richard, next time, but.
No worries. You should have a chance to go and fix your answers on the next two questions, Daniel.
Yep, just focus on getting your answer in for the first question for now. Okay, 30 more seconds. If you haven't answered, please make sure that you select an answer for number one.
Yep, feel free to submit after picking the first one. We'll reopen that in a second afterwards.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and end the poll now and then share the results. Just the last few seconds here. Okay, Richard, are you able to see the results on your screen now, or?
Something funny is going on with my screen here. Somehow I'm not able to see.
Okay, so we got 17% for the correct, or sorry, 42% for the correct answer. So we did get
42. All right, we got a lot of people who are trickling in, getting that first answer correct. That's sounding good. Yeah, I do say great job for you guys who figured it out. For those of you who haven't figured it out, do not despair. It's a little bit tricky thing here. But don't worry, there's plenty of other opportunities in the future here. How do we get that circle in the very top left corner here? What we're going to do here is go and say, we want the center here to be put at the coordinates of 50 and 50. Ellipse. And we're going to go put it at 50 and 50. And we're going to say the diameter, which is going to be twice the radius, is going to be 100 by 100. And that's going to give us that circle right over there. So great job for those of you guys who got it. Those of you guys who have not got it, don't you sweat it. There's plenty of opportunities in the future. Anywho, let's get a little bit of color here. I don't really like this gray background here. So what I'm going to do, let me go and say, the answer was 50, 50, 100. That is correct. So what I'm going to do now, let's get some color in here. I'm going to change the background up by typing in background. And then I'm going to go and choose it to be the Bob Ross way of computers. So, and that's going to be that we're talking about the three primary colors of light, red, green, blue. And you're going to just have another thing to memorize, that the most red you can get is 255. And then you got greens and blues. If you want all red, no green, and no blue, this is how you're going to type it in here. So set the background color to all red, no green, no blue. Comments, I gotta love them. There we go. Let me go and try running that. Stop that and run that. And perfect, we got that red. And oh, well, what happened to all of our other stuff here? Well, basically, background is kind of a fickle, interesting command here. Because what it does here is, yeah, it does set the color, but it only shows things that come after it. It's kind of a deceiving name because what I'd like you guys to think about it is here. Let me go and show you something. If I take this line of code, I'm going to cut it, Control X, take it to the top here, and put it right here instead, put it up here instead, stop that and rerun that, and we got our shapes back. The reason because computers reading the instructions from top to bottom, and I want you guys to go and imagine that we got a nice, beautiful canvas here. And we're going to go and dip our paintbrush in some red paint here. We're going to paint the entire thing red. And then afterwards, we're going to draw a rectangle, our ellipse, and our ellipse, and our ellipse. Order really does matter. And I can show you that it matters a lot when we also want to go and try talking about how do we go and color things. So let me go and try coloring these circles in by using the fill command. And I'm going to use another hint of red, green, blue. I already chose red. Can somebody give me their favorite color in chat? Blue? All right, blue sounds like a great choice to me. Blue, red, green, blue. That sounds like we don't want very much red, in fact, none at all. We don't want any green at all, but we want lots of blue here. Let's use fill 00255 to go and color everything blue. Oh, and there we go. Look at that. We managed to go and dip our paintbrush in the blue paint, and we started scribbling everything in blue. I see. Let's see. What's a third color? Somebody else give me another color. Green, fantastic. I'm going to go and choose to say fill, and let's go and set our paint to be green here. So I'm going to say no red, lots of green, and no blue here. And when we do that, we can go and color different things in. This little rectangle here, I'm going to just say that's a subtle detail, which while that technically is important, the paint is just kind of kept from the previous coloring round. And that's what I'd like to emphasize, that anything that comes after this fill line gets painted, because this blue one here, so paint blue and paint green. Anything that comes after this line of code here says dip your paintbrush into blue paint and then just start drawing your ellipses in blue paint. Dip your paintbrush into green paint, start drawing in green paint. You can also go and change the stroke style as well. So if I want to say, instead of filling the center green, let's go and, or I want to talk about this black edge here. So let's go and say, I want to set it to pure white. I'm going to say stroke 255, 255, 255. And that's going to be a blazing bright white here. And we're going to be able to see that as well. Again, I'm just going to cheat. I'm going to do that. And you can see that right there. If you guys don't like that stroke for some reason, we can go and say, let me just comment, use white border. You can say no stroke. Open round bracket, close round bracket. And pay attention, capitalize S here in no stroke. Why do you only input 255, not a different number? Lower number would be darker. That is true. We could play around with some other colors here. I could show you, for example, just for heck of it, painted blue. Let's go for a nice sky blue. So that's a decent hue of red and a lot of green, but much more blue. And we got a sky blue color going on here. Anyways, that's just me showing off that I know my color schemes here. But yes, 255 is the maximum color. Thank you for pointing that out. With that, let's see. So I think that we just got some examples here. And what I want you guys to do here, we're going to go and take, let's see. I'm going to go and give you guys a rushed 7 minutes. So that's until 7 o'clock to try your best to draw your own masterpiece, to go and try drawing this Calgary Tower here on the screen. Let's open up some breakout rooms and say hi to your mentors.
Okay, Richard, I'll go ahead and join room number 1. So I think we'll give 7-ish minutes, or sorry, I missed
Let's close at 7 o'clock sharp, just so that we don't run out of time.
Okay, sounds good. Actually, we have one unassigned person. I'm just trying to figure out. Okay.
Do you know which account they belong to? Hey, GU351196. I don't know what your real name is, so I apologize. I'm going to have to call you that. Do you have a breakout room you can jump into?
I think it's room number 4. Sihan is their name. So
yeah, room number 4.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, feel free to join.
All right, we'll go into room.
All right, and I'll explore the rooms too.
Sorry, I'm on mute. I'm not sure why I lost the co-host, so you could just mute
Oh,
me.
I found a button to go and reclaim host. I stole it from you. That's why.
Okay. Yeah, I think next
All
time
right.
we'll make all of the mentors co-host as well. So.
Yeah, as soon as I figured, or some weird logistics, for some reason you joined first, and then that means I lost my own hosting abilities.
Yeah.
So yeah, as long as I can get that sorted out, for sure, I'll make sure that this runs more smoothly on Thursday.
Okay. Yeah. Join back to room number 1.
We're recording right now. I just realized.
Oh, right.
Looks like we got everybody back. Welcome back. How many of you guys were able to draw a couple shapes on your screen? Anybody have any success with getting a little bit of drawing done? Okay, fantastic. We got some people who are able to get some drawing done. That's excellent to hear. So for those of you guys who are absolutely stumped, everything's broken and nothing's working at all, I'm just going to give you guys just a really quick and simple. I'm going to just give you the code that I've got right here. You can just copy paste this entire huge chunk. I dropped it into the Slack chat, or sorry, not Slack, I'm sorry, Zoom chat. And you can go and paste it into your own browser just so that you can follow along with me a little faster. We're going to keep on going. We got quite a bit of material to go and cover in the next couple minutes here. So don't you worry about this. We're going to get plenty of drawing practice in the future, so do not sweat it. And don't worry, this exercise was worth 0 points, so don't sweat that either. Next thing, I'm going to talk about one of the most fundamental things that we have in programming called variables. Variables are something pretty darn interesting because they're so incredibly simple, but so powerful. And if you guys have finished, I think, what is it, grade 7 math class, you already know what a variable is. A variable is just a box. Oh, you can't really see it that well, so I'm just going to go and turn off my virtual background. A variable is just a box that goes and carries stuff inside of it here. So you guys can go and see my box in my very messy room. And inside my box, I can go and carry whatever I want. I can go and give it a name. So you guys are going to have to use your imagination here. Let's say that the name I gave it was age. And what do I want to go and put inside the age there? I can go and put some stuff inside there. I'm going to go and put in this many. I'm going to put in, let's see, I got 5 pens in here, or I can go and put in 23. I can go and put in more pens to make that 8. I can go and shake them all out. I can set this to an empty box. I can set this to 2 pens, etc. You can put anything you want inside of here, but at the end of the day, this box named age will carry the number that you have right inside there. And it's a pretty darn powerful concept here, but I will go and show you why in just a moment. And ooh, my desk is a mess now. I should have thought that through. So we got different types of things that we can store in here. I showed you how you can store numbers, the number of pens or the number of years old that you are, but we got some other things that we can store in there as well. The first one is the integer, which is a really fancy way of just saying some numbers as well. And therefore, you can go and hold anything like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, -2, 88, 101. The age is a pretty darn good example of something you would want to go and put inside there. And that's the example that we're going to be working with a lot. So how are we going to do this? I'm going to go here. And so inside my background function, I'm just going to clean up this code here. And let's just start talking about some variables. And I'm going to start by saying x is equal to 10, or I can say age is equal to 23. And we can make some variables right there. So the name of the variable is x, the value is 10. The name of the variable is age, it is equal to the value of 23. And that seems pretty darn straightforward right now. Seems pretty simple. We got some other things as well. For example, if you want to go and put a decimal number in there, we have this fancy word called floats. And it's an old computer term here. So if you wanted to go and recite the digits of pi, 3.1415926535, etc., you got to go and include the decimal points here, and that'll turn your number to a float. For all intents and purposes, you guys can pretty much ignore that. Integers and floats are basically the same thing for all we care about. But the really interesting one, and I think that you guys might have already seen this, is that you can go and attach text in here as well. And we call these things strings. So let's go and take a look at this. So we got a person whose age is 23 years old. And let's go and choose a name for this person here. I am going to go and just pick on somebody random here. And I see that we have Abe as one of our mentors. So I'm going to say the name of the mentor here is going to be Abe. Oops. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to go quotes, double quote here, just like when we were doing Hello World. And I'm going to punch in his name here, Abe. Well, maybe I want to say that was just his first name. So I can go first underscore name is Abe, and I can go last underscore name is equal to Chopra. Oops. And you can see that you can use single quotes here or single quotes, or you can use double quotes. Both of them work just fine. Just for today though, and for all of our sessions, I'm just going to go and choose double quotes. Feel free to use whichever one you like the most. Now, why do we want to do this? Because we got some pretty cool things here that we can do. I can say print, oops, hello, and I'm going to go print, send that message over to the person with their first name. And when we run that, I just realized that my example here is not going to work very well. You guys are going to ignore a little detail here where I'm going to remove all those spaces just so that doesn't make our screen go crazy. When I run this here, we got hello and we got the first name. Somebody want to give me a guess? What is it going to print when I run this code? It's going to go and print Abe, absolutely. Because what we're going to do, we're going to say hello, and then we're going to go and say the first name, and we're going to grab the value of Abe. And I think that you guys, I can already see some gears turning in some people's heads here, because with this, we can also go and replace all these numbers here with something like, I don't know, a variable named X. And that's pretty darn powerful. And we're going to see why in just a moment here. Because, well, I just showed you how to go and print a name. You can print heights out. But let's go and try answering that second question today. What is going to be the type of this variable here? I want you guys to pay careful attention here. This one's a tricky question. What is this? Is this going to be an integer? Is this a float? Or is this a string? Try it out. Alrighty, then we should be wrapping up pretty quickly.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close the poll.
All right.
62% string, so that is the correct answer.
Nice job. You guys actually learned how to, you guys know the most important part of coding, which is learning how to read. I've seen so many people in the past screw up this question here because they did not notice these little quote marks right here means that it is not a float. It's not a decimal number here. It is actually a string. And that's pretty darn important to go and pay attention to little details like that. Little details everywhere in programming can make a huge difference because computers, as smart as they are, they're also really, really dumb. But I'm going to go and send you guys, or you know what? I'm actually going to skip this exercise today just because we're short on time, but I do want to go and talk about this one really, really quickly. Luckily, no Ignite points, so don't you worry about this. What I have here is some code here. And let's see if I can just copy this really quickly. I'm going to copy this code here, and I'm going to go and paste it right here. And oh, my indenting is a huge mess, so let's ignore that. And let's go and get rid of all this other stuff here. I don't need it right now. I'm just going to go and delete, 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 delete. And we're going to just delete aggressively. And I'm going to go and show you guys that I got 2 snowmen on here. Yep, Daniel, I hope that I'm seeing your message in time. Okay, Daniel, I think you saw the today message. as a little bit of updates. Anyway, I got these two lovely snowmen on my screen here, and I want you guys to pay attention to how I've written up this code here. This first one here is just 3 circles. So there's one snowman here, or one circle, one circle, one circle for this snowman. And then there's another snowman right here that uses these variables at the 300 and 200 coordinate. That's 300 to the right and then 200 down. I realize I might have said that wrong earlier, whatever. And so what we got over here, the snowman is at the 300 position here. And I want you guys to go and help me out here. If I want to go and move both of these snowmen 50 pixels to the right and then 50 pixels downwards, which one is going to be easier to move? Is it easier to move snowman number one, or is it easier to change snowman number 2 to be able to move? Okay, which snowman is faster for me to update the coordinates? All right, I'm seeing a lot of interesting people here. Does somebody who's, let's say, I'm seeing a lot of people say number 2. I'm really curious. Can somebody who's saying number 2 tell me why it is easier to move it 50 right and 50 downwards for snowman number 2? Okay. You can just change the variables instead of each number. You don't need to write the values individually. And there's variables attached. Absolutely. Fantastic, guys. That's an excellent answer here. What I'm going to say is that a rough way of measuring how difficult code is the number of lines that you have to go and change. So if I wanted to go move this first snowman, sure, I can edit these 3 lines. I can go 150, 150, 150, and then change some more numbers over here, 150, and then this is going to be something like 205 and then 270. I really don't want to be doing this mental math here. I'm so prone to making silly mistakes. And that just seems kind of like a pain to me. I mean, it's not difficult to do this math, but that's just 3 snowballs. If I had a whole army of snowmen, that would take me forever if I had to do it for 50 snowmen. If I just had to instead just change one single spot here. So if I say 300, if I change that to 350, 200 to 250, that one just simply took me 2 lines of code to change here. And boom, they automatically got changed. All of the snowmen, all of them got changed at once because this X coordinate got changed and this Y coordinate got changed. I think I saw one person in chat who was a little bit confused, and I want to make sure, is there anybody who is confused about this? Is there anybody not sure why snowman number 2 is the easier option? Perfect. Fantastic. If you guys don't understand what's going on, feel free to give me a shout. Feel free to go and ask your mentors as well. There is no such thing as being dumb when you're trying to learn. There's just people making their way through these things. The next little thing I'm going to show you, which, spoiler alert, I actually already showed you, is how to use operators, not phone operators. No, just your boring math operators. And the math operators that we're dealing with here are just going to be things like addition and subtraction. Multiplication, as you guys might take a guess, is going to be that funky little squiggly symbol here. And we got division as well, which is going to be the slash symbol as well. We got one more called modulus, but don't worry too much about this. If you guys are curious, modulus operator is the division remainder operator, but don't worry, we're never going to use that. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, by and large, they're going to be the much more useful ones. And I'm just going to show you. We got our snowman here, which already demonstrated that because we got y plus 55. I can go and show you some other examples on how you can go and do these variables really quickly with operators. So, for example, you can go and say we got x is equal to 50. We could say x2 is equal to 50 plus 100. I could say that y is equal to, let's just go 100. And I could say y2, I could use other variables right here, is going to be equal to y itself plus, let's go and say another 50. I could go and say z is equal to x plus y. It's actually pretty darn powerful here. You just can go and slot in all those algebra skills that you've been learning. And so yes, where do you use algebra? In programming. Surprise, your math classes aren't useless after all, if you've ever been wondering. And you can see the power that you can quickly go and get variables to go and build up very complicated expressions in very simple ways to read it. In fact, if I show you Z2 is equal to X2 plus Y2, in my opinion, this is a heck of a lot easier than trying to go and read it as the long form of 50 plus 100 plus 100 plus 50 plus 50. I just don't want to deal with that one. No, thank you. I'd much rather stick with this much more simple expression right here. So operators are pretty darn powerful things here. And I'm going to challenge you guys to see if you can guys use the operators, maybe a little bit of addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, to go and try answering this quick question right here. Let's take 1 minute to go and try out this one.
Okay, let's do 30 more seconds. So make sure to get your answers in. All right.
Alrighty then. Nice job, guys. I know this one was a lot heavier on the reading here. How did everyone do?
54% have the correct answer, so I think that's pretty good.
Okay, that's pretty good. I do know that this one's a little bit more tricky, and I'm going to go and quickly go and show you the answer for this one here is that you want to go and talk about making sure that you got your diameter and your coordinates playing nice together here. So you want to go and say any diameter here. So I'm just going to choose a variable named D. And this one here, I'm going to just say, I don't know. Let's just go with a really honking big circle here with a diameter of 200. I'm going to set my X to be smack down the center of this thing. So that's going to be diameter divided by 2. I'm going to set my Y to be the diameter divided by 2. And I'm going to draw my ellipse here with the X coordinate, the Y coordinate. So the center of the ellipse there. And with that diameter here, and when we go and run that, we can get that drawing right there. We also know this works for any size we want. We're not fixed to just 200 there, which is a huge benefit of using variables here. We don't have to go and edit this code. We can just leave it right there. It's amazing to be simple. Interesting. We will go and double check your submissions for that. Thanks for the heads up, Daniel. Anywho, I'm going to carry on. We're getting pretty darn close. I've only got a couple little things to show off before we're done. I got to show you one more variable. That's going to be a lot more fun here. I don't want my circle to be fixed there. Let's just go and set my diameter to be 50. And I want to go and set my ellipse. Let's not set it to X and Y. Let's go and set it to something fancy. I'm going to set it to mouse X. And I'm going to set it to mouse Y. Notice the spelling here, mouse capital X. And then I'm going to go say mouse capital Y. And when I run this code here, stop that and run that, I got something that follows my mouse. And woo, that's pretty trippy. It's leaving a huge trail behind. Oh, that's because I deleted a line of code here. Remember, the way that you go and clean out the background here is by removing it altogether. You take that background command here, and I'm just going to go and let's choose a lovely shade of purple right now. So I'm going to say something like this. Remove the trail with a purple background. So that's going to be red is 255, green is 100, blue is 255. And now when we run that, we can go and get ourselves a ball here that follows our mouse. And that's what these mouse coordinates do. You never have to go and assign them. So do not do this. Mouse X is equal to 50. Don't do this. You can just simply automatically get them ready to roll for you. And it's pretty darn convenient because you can do some pretty darn cool things with it. In fact, I'll show you another example here. You don't have to limit it to just using it for the coordinates here, albeit I think that's pretty fun on its own. You can also say, let's say an example of setting it the width. So I'm going to say the rectangle here is going to be about mouse X wide. And then I'm going to go and set it to be mouse Y tall. Oops, and I'm going to modify this for my simplicity. I'm just going to set it to 0, 0, mouse X wide and mouse Y tall. What that does, it paints a rectangle right in the corner and it drags out with wherever I go. You can get some really cool things going with just such a simple little command here. And that's kind of why I love that programming lets you get everything running in such a short amount of time. Once again, here's our example using the mouse X and the mouse Y. You can plug those in right where you could put any number you want, and you can get something pretty darn cool. And let me hint, any number works. You can put that for that background. You could put that for that fill command. You could put that over here on that rectangle. The only one I'd say, don't touch that size, but as long as you're doing it within this draw section here, you have basically unlimited potential. Anywho, we're going to go and jump into some exercises here with the last 10 minutes of class. And I'm going to go and show you how to go and submit these exercises here. So bug busters, I'm going to ask you guys to go and try doing these 2 exercises here. Optional homework, but if you do, each one you complete is going to be worth 50 Ignite points here. Pythonic lava, for those of you guys who are feeling a little more confident, try on exercises number 3 and 4 instead. I am going to say that if you want to get points, you can only get points for your category. So you can get a total of 100 points. That means Pythonic lava folks, you're not allowed to do bug buster exercises. Well, not for points anyways. For those of you guys who are feeling really crazy, you can try these extra questions too. I don't know what your actual name is, administrator. Go and ask your mentor and they should be able to help you out, figure out which one you're in. If you want to go and submit these exercises right here, you're going to need to press that share button as well. Let me zoom out here. Let me go and save this first. And there we go. After I go and save that, now I can press that share button. I got a link right here to go and share that with. But you can worry about these details a little bit later on how to go and share and submit. First things first though, we got only, 9 minutes left. I want to spend that 9 minutes with your mentors trying out these exercises. Let's open up those breakout rooms. Oops. Sandy, you got your room?